Good morning, good morning. Welcome to our Let's Talk Business podcast on this fabulous Friday, December the 10th, 2021. It's December already. I am your host, Howard Johnson. I'm the Vice President of Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, and I also am a project manager for 707 Management LLC, which is a full-service construction company. Today we got a special guest in the building with us, Miss Ann Ramos.
Thank
How you doing today?
I'm wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
for
for having
being
us.
with us. Thank you for being with us. We will always have you guys. So Ann is the member engagement manager for Amico Federal Credit Union, and we're going to get into some stuff today. Our topic for today is financial planning for youth with Amico Federal Union. Hello, Amico Federal Union. Look at that. They can't edit that. They can't edit that. I don't want them to edit it. No, with Amico Federal Credit Union, we're talking about financial planning for youth and young adults and the importance of it, the do's and don'ts of it. So we're going to get into that. But before we get into that, I have a few things to do. First, I'd like to thank our President's Club members. And ironically, Amico Federal Credit Union is at the top of that list. So we want to thank Amico Federal Credit Union, Enlightened Enterprises, the Lone Star College, the Linwood Group, and then also our Chairman Club member, Southwest Airlines, and they're also our strategic travel partner, and Quality Precision Coatings for the support in our President's Club. If you'd like to be a supporter, we take all levels of support. 832-875-3977. Again, that's 832-875-3977. And you can check us out on Facebook, Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce, or you can check us out on our website, www.tcrbcc.org, tcb.cc.org. So check us out. And here at Tri-County, we have a mission statement. And our mission statement pretty much tells you what we're about, what we do, and how we help people who join the chambers. It says, we are committed to acquiring and disseminating valuable business information, resources, and tools to our member firms so that they can achieve entrepreneurial parity and economic prosperity in the region and internationally. And what that simply means is we go out and find the information that you normally can't find as a small business by yourself. And then once we find it, we give it to you. And then when we give it to you, it allows you to compete with the larger companies that know about this stuff, that have the capacity, that have the bonding capacity, that have the contract. So we show you how to become a Fortune 500 company without being an actual Fortune 500 company as a small business. And once you start to compete on a higher level, once the parity is leveled, then you can start to get that money. The money starts coming in. When the money starts coming in, then, we've done our job. Here at Tri-County, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So we service four regions. And those four regions are Region 1 is Harris County, Montgomery County, and Liberty County. Region 2 is Galveston County, Brazoria County, Fort Bend. Region 3 is Chambers County, Jefferson County, and Orange. Region 4 is Jasper County, Newton County, and Hardin. And then we also have an international arm that services Central America, the Caribbean, and South America. And we're also adding Africa. I think next year, 2022, Africa will be in our arm as far as one of the international countries that we service. So Chambers is always a good place for people to join. I tell people there are other good chambers out there, but I'm really biased to this one. And people are like, oh, well, this Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce, I'm not black. And I tell them I'm not black either. And when we say black in Tri-County, we're not talking about a color of people. We're talking about a culture. So it is a culture, and we accept people that are not black. So however you identify, you need a chambers. If you have a small business, you need support, and that's what we're here for. We're here to support member firms and help them, and we partner with great people like Amico Federal Credit Union. So they've been on our podcast in different capacities before, and today we have Miss Ann Ramos. And Miss Ann, tell us a little bit about yourself, girl.
Well, thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. First off, you call some people and invite them, and sometimes they don't show up. So I feel the love right now.
Well,
so you decided to come.
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about me. I've been with the credit union for 15 years. I've been in the financial institutions for over 25 years. I love credit unions. My heart is all about credit unions. The credit unions are very good to their members, very good to their employees, credit unions, and very, very good to their communities. That's one of the biggest things I love about the credit union. And we support a lot of chambers, and that's very big to us. We love that.
Yeah, I'm glad that you guys support us, man. The partnership that we've engaged in with each other has been a great value add, not for the chambers, for our members, and the name Amico means something. What are those letters are not just something that you guys made up. What does it stand for? It's a
member-owned cooperative organization.
Okay, so that's what Amico stands for. That means that the members own this actual credit union. So,
correct.
And I always thought that was really, really cool. When I first heard about you guys and we started engaging you guys and talking, I was really impressed with what you just said, the outreach to the community, the members that, how you guys really listen to your members. It's not just a bank that you're coming in to deposit your money and, I'm not saying no names, but JP Morgan is not the one that's running it. It's it's a member-owned corporation, so cooperative.
Correct.
So that was really, really, really cool. Really, really cool. So you've been in the industry for 27 years. You born here in Texas? Where'd you grow up?
I'm born and raised in Texas City, Texas.
Okay, woohoo, Texas City.
I love it there. My dad actually worked for Amico. I've been a member of the credit union since I was born.
Oh, wow.
The minute I could get my social security number, they opened my kids account, which built my relationship with Amico.
Okay, so you had a kids account with Amico.
Sir.
Okay, so this is her baby, y'all. She's not only sitting here talking about it because she learned about it, but she actually was a participant. So I always like when people have their own experience when they're talking about something, like a doctor who had a heart transplant and he's finna do one. It's really, really cool to have him do it because he's experienced it. He's walked in those shoes. And I tell people all the time, you can't discount what a person feels or what a person's been through if you've never been through that.
Right.
So it's super, super cool. I was having that conversation with a friend of mine over dinner the other night. We were just talking about, people discounting what a person has been through or what a person has experienced and they haven't been there. So with you having a kids account, that's really, really cool. So you can actually talk about this not only with the education part of it, but with the experience part. And, that really plays a part. There are some jobs that'll hire you based off the experience you have and not the education that you have. So
right.
It's really, really cool. Okay.
Well, I will tell you one of the real life stories I have that holds my heart dear to the Amico.
Come on,
my dad passed away when I was 10. My mom had 3 young kids. She was new to the community, came down here from the San Antonio area because my dad went to work at the refinery, Amico at the time. And I just remember my mom always telling us that if it wouldn't have been for Amico, she never would have made it.
Wow.
They held her hand and walked her through every step, and that means a lot.
So that's what you need.
Yes, and like you said,
that's
real life stories. That's a real life, true story that I will always have that big relationship with them. Always had, just
and
went to work.
Now it's came full circle.
Correct.
Well, you're 21 now. 21 years later, it's came full circle, and you're working at Amico now. But as a kid, your mom instilled in you that, hey, this place really helped us out. Yeah. Like they really taught us what it is, and it's not funny that you say that, but it's just confirmation that you say it. That's what we do here at the Chambers. People who are in business that don't understand business, we're here to help you navigate that road that may look like a bunch of potholes. We're here to smooth it out and make it, just a smooth transition into whatever business it is you want. So I tell people all the time, if you have a business, if you don't have a business, you want to start a business, you're thinking about it, you got some friends that want to start a business, talk to somebody. Your local chambers is a place to talk to. Here at Tri-County, we're a place to talk to. Like I said, I gave you the number earlier, 832-875-3977. Or if you know me, you can call me, but I'm not going to give you my number on here. Well, yes, I will. 281-726-1028. But, yeah, if you have any questions about business, man, reach out to your chambers. Join the chambers. Like, yeah, it costs money to join the chambers, but the money you spend for the value add is absolutely priceless. So we're getting a little personal here. Married, kids.
I am married. I've
Okay.
been married for 30 years.
Okay,
I have a 28-year-old son.
Wow.
I married my high school sweetheart.
Woohoo!
My son is a football coach for
Okay.
Texas City.
Oh, wow.
And we did go to the playoffs this year. We went to the second round, which
Okay.
whoop whoop.
That's good. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, football is big business down here in Texas. People don't know. Pretty much all the sports, though, because like baseball is big business here because you can play it a lot longer than
Year
up
round
north.
almost.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's big. So yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. So any hobbies that you have? What do you like to do?
My favorite hobby is shopping. It's probably not the best
Girl, me
financial
too.
hobby,
Watch
but
out.
I love to shop.
I like to shop too. They be like, dude, I've never met a guy like you. Like you work on cars and you shop. I was like, I surely do.
I love to shop.
So perfect. Well, we finna give these people some information because that's what we do. And you were saying ever since you had your Social Security card as a kid, you got an account with Amico Federal Credit Union. So we have some questions here, but my first question really was pertaining to that, and I actually had looked it up. But what age did you get your Social Security card?
I think it's changed over the years, but you normally get it within the first 3 or 4 weeks. Mm-hmm. I think COVID might have pushed that off a little bit, but you get it from the hospital pretty quick, and you get it in the mail.
So the average in Texas is 1 week. That's the average for Texas for new births to receive a Social Security card. And then the approximate time that they say able to take 2 weeks, but Texas is running an average of 1 week on getting the Social Security cards back to you. So, and then also, if you don't have a Social Security card, that doesn't mean that you don't have a Social Security number. By the age of 12, if you don't have one, you can request your original Social Security at the age of 12. So anyone 12 and older can request their original Social Security card, and it's free, and they'll mail it out to you. I did a little bit of research on that. So my second question is, we're going to talk about the importance of a child having an account with a financial institution. But my first question is, my second question, because I asked one already. My second question is, what is required to open an account for a child to open an account, or for a young adult to open an account? What is required?
Just a Social Security card,
Okay.
And then the parent has to be on the account with them. When they're a minor, a parent or guardian have to be on the account with them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so let's get into it then. Why is it important for a young child to establish an account with the financial institution?
I believe that you have to have that Social Security number to build that relationship. But I think it's all about building the relationship with your institution, and you start that young, and that's what keeps you loyal to that company. And just you have to have an account to save money, right? Yeah. Then you have to have an account. You get checks for babysitting. You get birthday checks from grandparents. You get...
Or cash.
Yeah. I mean, you might mow the neighbor's yard, and you want to put that money up, and you have that savings account, and you build it, and then you're eligible for, as you turn 18, you grow out of that child's account. So it's very beneficial to build that.
Starting a relationship.
It's building that relationship, correct?
Yeah, and a relationship is... relationships are cool. Like, I'm a connoisseur of knowledge. I'm a connoisseur of self-education. I love to work on me. I love to work on things that I don't know, things that I do know. And I studied the word relationship, and it's a two-part word. The relation is, just being associated to something, and it could be by blood, it could be by interaction, encounter. So that's the first part of relation. But the ship part is what was so cool to me, because people think of a ship and you think about, oh, well, it's a boat out in the water, but a ship is just a means of transporting something. It doesn't require it to be a boat. I mean, a boat
Right.
is a ship,
Right.
but a ship is just a means of transporting something. So when you build a relationship, you are taking either someone that's blood or someone that you've encountered, and you're transporting that, whether it's from childhood to adulthood,
Right.
or whatever it is. So and the word ship was really, really exciting to me, because it was used in over 226 different times. Like, you got relationship, you got championship, you got friendship, you have all kind. It's a whole bunch of ships
Yeah.
out there. So it was really, really cool for me. But back to building the relationship. So that relationship, like I said, you take the relation and you put the ship with it, and you go somewhere. And that was really, really cool that you said building a relationship. So the importance for your child to establish a account with the financial institution starts them to build a relationship with the bank. And another thing that I was really, really excited about when it comes to youth is financial literacy is not taught in school. But it's one of the most important things that you should learn coming out of your parents' house, because you go in college and you get these credit cards, and now you're in debt because you didn't understand what it was to balance a checkbook. Or, like, my father taught me to balance a checkbook. Like, I wrote the checks and all he did was sign them, and I balanced his ledger and kept all that stuff from I probably was 10 years old doing his checkbook. So I learned about financial literacy as a kid. But financial literacy is one thing that is missing, and it's a big dynamic for not only college but life period. If you learn how to manage money at a younger age, then it becomes easy, for that, once you get older. So I think this topic is really, really cool. It's something that I'm passionate about, if you can see, because I just running my mouth. But
No.
so what type of deposits do you normally see being made to a child's account? I think we kind of touched on it a little bit, but
Like kids account, like, well, even when you have a kids account, you're 16 and you go get a job, you
Yeah.
still have we can help you set up direct deposit. You get a debit card. We see them getting debit cards younger and younger now. Some of them don't even have a checking account anymore. But that financial literacy piece is very, very important to us.
Yeah.
I think that establishing good financial habits is so important to us, to teach you as a member. So that's one good thing. Like, come in and see us. Just come in with your child and sit down with one of our financial service representatives in one of our branches, and let us help you, show you what we can teach your kid, what we can help you with, because, like you said, it's not that's not being taught in the schools anymore.
No, it's not. It's not, and it's a shame that they don't teach it. But it's neither here nor there. I can't,
Right.
can't beat a dead horse.
Right.
You can, but that's some wasted energy. So back to. Gosh, I lost train of thought, and that's normally not that's normally not what I do. I'm pretty good at this. We were talking about the child's account and establishing it. Why is it important for young adults who? I guess we were talking about a child, and now we're switching over to becoming a young adult. So I guess a child would be from what?
0 to 18.
Huh?
Birth to 18.
Birth to 18. So young adult hits 18 to what, 21?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we don't actually have a specific club for that. We're going to be changing that eventually, but right now our clubs start, the young professional is at 24 to 35, 25 to 40.
Okay. Why is it important for a young adult to, I guess, either if they don't have an account, establish an account, and if they had an account as a child, to continue into the bigger side, the more adult side of finance?
If you've built that relationship and have that built those good financial habits as a young child, been shown that, it's sometimes easier. You've been a member with us for years. You have that down payment saved up. You might have for that first time car, for that debit card. Might be your first job. You might have just got out of college and now you're in your first big job. You know, maybe you've been lucky and had to get a job until you graduated college. Well, that's that financial piece that we're going to help you with get along the way. Now it's time to buy a car, maybe a house. And you've got to get yourself positioned for that. You might have a new job. You might have just signed a contract out of college.
Okay. All right, that's perfect. So, I guess another question I have, let's say, and you see this all the time, because of the lack of financial literacy, they have an account and they mess that account up. How do you go about correcting that? Or if this is not what you deal with on a regular, then you can just say, Howard, that's not what I'm on this show for.
No, it's okay. It's fine. I can answer that question.
Okay,
we do our very best. Sometimes that might happen and people come to us. We do our very, very best as a financial institution to dig deep and help you. You might have came in for a loan and we might not be able to give you that loan at that moment, but I'm definitely going to let you leave with a goal of what you can do to fix what has happened or tell you what the next step is. Let's revisit this in 6 months. Go ahead and pay this, and this, and then come back to me and let's see. Did you hold up to what you promised?
Yeah.
And if you did
you follow these steps?
Did you go through all the process? And then maybe we can work on that. You know, it might require a little bit more money down. It might be a different picture for everyone. You know, every situation is going to be different from what we're looking at on that credit report.
Everybody's financial addressing doesn't look the same.
Correct. You're exactly right. Best part of my job. Everybody was totally different.
Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. So, and I just asked those questions because, not because I don't know, just because I want to discuss it. I want people that are listening to hear this. I want them to be able to disambiguate what it is. I want it to be simple for them.
And don't think because you've heard somebody say you have bad credit or have a low credit score, come to us and let us experts look at that for you and determine that, because I can tell you in my career of 25 years in the credit union industry, many people have sat in my office and said that, and I've let them leave with a credit card or started over or built that relationship. And there's a ton in the years I've been doing this, a ton of people that I've helped over the years that we, the credit union, have been able to help. They've helped themselves through the process.
Yeah, if you walk into a Saks Fifth Avenue, and they tell you have bad credit, you can go into Target or Walmart and, it's good in there. So, it's all perspective and it's all about that particular financial institution. So I'm glad you really said that, because I've seen times where, a financial institution will say one thing and then you go to another one and they tell you something different and it's for your benefit. So, just, talk to somebody. If you think you have bad credit, if you've been told you have bad credit, talk to somebody who can really be an expert on it. And if that's all they told you is that you have bad credit, then you were in the wrong place at that time anyway, because the next thing that you should have said is, hey, they told me I had bad credit, but he showed me a way to fix it. So if they're not helping you fix it, then you're in the wrong place.
Right.
If you go somewhere and somebody gives you a negative report and they don't help you fix it, they don't give you a solution for fixing it, then you're in the wrong place. Keep looking. Get a second opinion. And that's just, that's my advice. It's not biblical. It's not, etched in stone. It's not something that you should do. That's just my opinion on it, and unfortunately, I'm entitled to that. So while we taking a little laughing break, I'm finna thank our sponsors again. Like I said, we have our President's Club members, Amico Federal Credit Union, which we have here with us today. Miss Ann is giving us a bunch of information. Enlighten Enterprises, Lone Star College, the Linwood Group, Quarterly Precision Coatings, and our Chairman's Club member, Southwest Airlines, who is also our strategic travel partner. We thank them for their memberships, and man, we love those guys. So back to the podcast. Guess what? I had lost train of thought earlier, but I remember what I was going to say. So for everyone that's listening, everyone might not have a child, but you have a niece or a nephew, you have a godchild, you have somebody that you're associated with that needs financial literacy. They need to understand finances. And I think, and again, this is my opinion, I think that it benefits everyone in a community of that have access to children to teach them financial literacy, even if you're not their parent. And I think exposure for a kid to money is a good thing. So like for me with my daughter, I used to deposit money in the bank, and I can't remember my dad ever handed me 10,000 in cash and saying count that, or have you ever held this? And I wanted her to experience that, so I was like, here, count this money, tell me how much it is. And she was going through it, and she went through it, and she was like, that's $15,000. I said, count it again. She counted it again. She was like, oh, that's 25. I said, yeah. So I don't remember as a kid. I think she probably was 9 or 10 at the time. My father never handed me 25,000 in cash and told me to count it. But I wanted her to experience that. So it normalizes the amount of money that she has an expectation for. So it increases her capacity, and it changes her perspective on money. So it's like, oh, I've seen 25,000 before. I know what that feels like in my hand. So I gave her the experience of having 25,000 in her hand. So when she gets to an age where she can go out and achieve that or work for it, then it's not something she hasn't experienced. It normalizes the experience of handling money. And so I remember, it's a funny story. I'm gonna have to let her listen to this podcast. But we were at the bank one time, and she was a kid, and I was depositing some money, and it was a nice amount of money, and I had it all laid out on the table, getting ready to give it to the lady at the bank, and I was doing it discreetly because we're in the bank, and she walked up, Daddy, that's a whole lot of money, and just yelled it. I said, well, tell everybody in the store then, why don't you? So yeah, my daughter was very, very funny, but I made sure she saw what money is, what it does, and understood. She's made several trips with me to the bank. She's seen, how I deal with, the staff at the bank. I'm just a people person. I speak to everybody, and sometimes it's always a good thing for me. It's just other people who have problems with it. But we'll keep going from there. Yeah, so I've always been a people person. So she saw the interaction, she saw the report, she saw the relationship. That's a good word. She saw the relationship that I have with my banking institution. And, I make a note to always build a relationship with the bank. So if they ever get that call, oh, Mr. Johnson, we got to put a hold on your money. And I'm calling back, hey, I need to talk to the branch manager. They're trying to put a hold on my funds. Not that I need it right now, just that I don't want it to be held. So right. I'm not waiting 7 days for my money. So most of the times, I've built a rapport with the managers. It's like, I'll release it. I've had an account here for 10 years, 15 years. I've never had a return check. Release the check. I don't deposit checks that are going to get returned. I vet my customers. Let me do my thing. So, so while we still like taking a lightweight break. We're going to get back to some more questions. I like to talk, so that's probably why they made me the host. They was like, oh, that Howard, he can run his mouth. So let's put him on the podcast. No, but I was telling people about joining the chambers, and I stated some reasons why earlier. If you're just tuning in, I tell people, if you have a small business, you owe it to yourself to be a part of a local chambers. And I'm biased to this one. I love this chambers. We do a lot for our members here, and that's what chambers are supposed to do. They're supposed to help the member firms and the organizations that are a part of the chambers. We connect your business to the money, because here at the chambers, we know business and our members make business happen. So you're the ones that are out there doing the business, making the business happen, and we are the ones that are connecting your businesses to the money. We service different types of businesses, all facets, all, construction, logistics, administrative, marketing businesses, people who just have a service, and also people who have a product. So we service all of those businesses, and what we do is we get them access to the opportunities. When you join the chambers, we put out, we lay out the opportunities that are there for you. We have member firms like Amico, because Amico is not only are they they're a President's Club member, but the last word is what it is. They are a member of this local chambers, and they support this local chambers, and we really appreciate Amico for that. You guys for that. We appreciate you taking time. And Miss Ann is a busy lady. She took time out of her schedule to come sit on my podcast for what she thought was gonna be 30 minutes for an hour, just to talk to me, to talk to not only to me, she's talking to our members, because this podcast is for our members and the people that are listening, and she's giving you information that can, man, I'm going to put this in perspective for you. I'm going to lay it out. She's giving you information that can help your kids. So that means the future. She's giving you information that can help the future doctors, lawyers, inventors, entrepreneurs, whatever they want to be. She's giving you information that can help them that can help them right now, so when they get along further ahead, then they have a better understanding. They can fathom financial literacy at that particular point because they've been exposed to it. So we appreciate that.
Thank you for having us.
We're finna get back into these questions. I was talking to you earlier about me being a connoisseur of knowledge. I love to learn things. I like is an understatement for me and learning things. So I love to learn things. So why is it important for young adults to continue their financial knowledge into adulthood? Why isn't it just enough to have had an account as a youth and had an account as a young adult and you just quit? You can't quit at that point?
No, unfortunately not. Without your established credit history, it becomes more difficult and potentially costly for you to get an apartment, a credit card, a loan. Your credit score is your credit score throughout your whole life.
Yeah.
It's now, I think they use it for cell phones. They use it for insurance.
Everything.
And if you learn that at a young age, you wouldn't abuse it. Know with that going into your young adulthood. But it is very, very important to have that credit score and understand what your credit score is and how it got to be your individual credit score.
Yeah, because I remember when my credit score was like a pair of Levi's. There was, I know y'all heard of the 501 jeans. I had a 501 credit score, and that's because I abused it when I was younger. I did not have enough financial literacy to understand the importance of maintaining a good credit score. It wasn't really paying my bills on time. It was just paying one of them on time. So the one that I decided to neglect, caused me to be walking around here looking like a pair of blue jeans. But the good thing is, it can be fixed. So if you got a pair of blue jeans for a credit score, it is okay. We can help you fix it. Contact us here at the Chambers, 832-875-3977, and we gonna fix the blue jeans.
Yeah, and if somebody's ever told you your credit score is bad, like a pair of blue jeans, that's the first time I've ever heard that. I love it. But I will say that go visit with your financial institution. Come see us at the credit union. Visit with one of our FSRs. We are very, very, we want to teach you that financial literacy, and our FSRs can definitely do that. We'll sit down in the office with you and help you walk through it.
So are there different types of accounts that you offer for youth, or is it a specific account that's, say a young child has, one or two accounts they can choose from, or is it 3 or 4 different programs that they can choose from? How does that?
When they're when they're 0 to 12, they can only have a savings account.
Okay.
I mean, I say only a savings. You can have a CD too, because remember that guardian or parent is on that account with you.
What's a CD? Is that like the thing you put into the player and it plays music for you?
No. The funny thing is that's a certificate of deposit.
Okay.
It earns a higher interest. You lock your amount of money up for a certain period of time, and it earns you a higher interest.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. You can pick a year, you can pick 2 years to lock that money up, and you're guaranteed that amount of interest, whatever that CD rate is paying at that time.
Oh man, I got excited. I thought I was going to come to the bank and give me some music, build up my CD collection. No, I asked that question so people who don't know what CDs is can understand it. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, perfect.
It's
so
awesome.
as
wait for you to make more money.
Yeah, from 0 to 12, you have the savings account or potentially some music that you can play on your CD. No, I'm just kidding.
Correct. Correct.
And then from 12, I guess, to 18.
From 13 to 18, you can have a check. You can add a checking account there.
So you can have a checking, a savings, and CDs if you choose.
And that debit card comes with that checking account.
So you get a debit card.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. You get that debit card as long as that parent or guardian that's on that account with you agrees to that.
Okay. So your parent, whoever is your cosigner, has to agree to you getting a debit card. So you get some kids who's like, I don't care what my mama say, I want that debit card.
But that's what will help you learn that financial literacy, teach you that piece, And the technology today with having the apps, you log into our app. That's one of the first things I love to teach the young ones is get that app on, and they don't balance a checkbook like we used to back in the day. They use the app, which is amazing. So they do, and they love it.
I go to the app and my checkbook already balanced. So they'd be like, man, you know how much you spent? I was like, yeah, it's right there on my statement. I can log into it and look at it from right here. Here we go. Yep.
Right.
Yep. Okay. And sometimes I'll be like, oh, who is this? I ain't authorized that. And then I call the bank, and by the time I get on the line and be like, yeah, I didn't tell these people to charge this. I'm like, oh, that was such and such.
You remembered.
Okay, that's fine. Well, most of the time I would have written it, old school ledger, we would have written it down how much it was, and we would have made the notation so it was easy for us to remember. As looking at your statement, you're kind of like, I don't remember who that was, and I don't remember that amount, then. And you could be wearing it on your head.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then from, I guess, 19 into infinity, as long as you decide to keep your account, how many different programs are available at that time?
It's endless. I mean, we have so many different accounts to offer. And I always tell everybody it is best to visit with a financial service representative so that they can see what's going to benefit you the most. Do you have a big amount of money sitting in a savings where we need to put you into a CD, not the music CD, the money market, I mean the certificate of deposit CD. But I think everybody, like you said earlier about the credit report, everybody's different. Everybody's financial platform is going to look totally different. Let us sit down and help you, explain to you what we have, and tell you what you need. Because sometimes you don't want to ask those questions, but the products are there, and we have them available for you. We have a money market account, which is a higher interest bearing account, a CUMA account, which is a credit union money management account. And all it is you lock amount of money up in a savings account and you get a higher interest on it.
And I tell people this all the time when I give them my phone number. I tell them it's free to talk to me. And conversations are free unless you're sitting down on the couch and you feel like you have some issues and you're talking to a person who gets paid to listen to you. But for the most part, when you have a question or you don't know something and it has something to do with finance or banking, just reach out to the experts. They will more than likely, I won't say more than likely, you will be able to find someone who will take the time to educate you and put you on the right track for it. Might not be the first person you talk to, might not be the second or the third, but you will be able to find someone if you keep looking. If you keep getting the door closed, there's going to be one that's going to be open. Just don't give up. Don't give up on your financial literacy. Don't give up on your financial future because at the end of the day, the credit score that you have is not mine. It's your credit score. So. And the more you seek after it, the more you work on it, the more you understand it, the easier it gets for you to manage it. The easier. I don't know. I could say easier.
The longer you wait, too, sometimes the harder it can be to fix the problem.
Yep.
Come to us. Our Amico's doors are open. Come to us. Sit down. Let us work with you. Let us help you fix that problem. But the longer you wait to fix it, the harder sometimes it could be.
Yeah, so I'm talking to everybody here that's listening today. If you know some kids or if you have kids and they don't have an account, start them an account. I mean, even if it's just a savings account and we spend $10 at, well, not we, you guys spend $10 at McDonald's. So, if you take $10 and put in there once a month, at the end of the year, they have, $120 in a savings account. And you do that for, how many years? 10 years. That's $1,200 that's in that account for that kid. And it costs you the cost of McDonald's.
And when you start it when they're young, by the time they're 24, they're going to have a good down payment for a car, college, a house, whatever it is they need.
Yeah. And if you as a parent just get mad at the kid and want to take it all back, you got a nice vacation there. No, I'm just kidding. I'm being serious. Yeah, I'm being serious. But it just it's good to start teaching your. I'm not telling people how to raise their kids. Please don't take. I'll get some calls. Well, you told me that I need to do this with my kid, and I don't think. Well, I apologize if you feel like I said that, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that educating children on financial literacy is important, and it should start at home. They should not. Their first education with financial literacy should not be a repo on a car or a bankruptcy from a bank or a charge-off from a credit card. That should not be their first education in financial literacy. Their first education in financial literacy should be a positive one, and it should come from their parents or a good friend or an uncle or a cousin who understands it. So, take the time to pour a little bit of knowledge into the kiddos, because when we're gone from here, they'll be here.
That's right. They're our future.
And they're paving the way. They're preparing the way. So, this has been a cool podcast. I got some good information. My daughter she has an account, and then I have a son. We started him a college fund instead of doing the savings account. We just started a college fund. So, do you guys do college funds for
we do a savings account that can be considered a college. Okay. Yeah, but perfect. It's unfortunately, it's not called a college fund, but you can name it whatever you want on your app.
Yeah,
because you can name your accounts what you want.
Yeah. Perfect. What else was I going to ask? See, I asked those questions. I asked that question. I asked that question. Oh, yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
You're funny.
I had we had to get this thing over here so everybody was comfortable. It was a smooth sailing. The ship smooth sail. We went from one place to another. We went from 10:30 to 11:30. So
that's right.
Yeah, we had a good time on this ship here today. Yeah. So while we're in the interim of it, I'm gonna go ahead and thank our sponsors once again. Like I say, Amico. I remember a quick little funny story. We had our list of President Club members and chairman members, and it was not in alphabetical order. And someone was sitting here that was from Amico. They said, Amico should be first because we start with A. so and we started putting them in alphabetical order at that particular point. But we put them on there. We were trying to save the best for last, so we put Amico at the last because we were just so happy about that partnership. But again, thanking our President's Club members, we have Amico Federal Credit Union, Enlighten Enterprise, Lone Star College, the Linwood Group, Quality Precision Coatings, and then our Chairman's Club member is Southwest Airlines, and they're also our strategic travel partner. And we have a bunch of other partnerships that the chambers have. We have a bunch of strategic partners. We have, if you go to our website, you'll see all of them. You'll see HEB, UT, Metro, City of Houston. It's an endless. Texas Department of Criminal Justice, TexDOT. So we do things with all of these entities, and we help businesses learn how to do business with all these state entities. So we are a certifying entity here now. We certify HUB, which is historically underutilized business, and we also certify we have the minority business certification and the that's another one. I think it's called Black Business Enterprise that we service. But we have three. Just talking about the chambers a little bit, we have three things that we focus on here at the chambers. The first thing, when you come to us and you join the chambers, we offer business development, which is in the form of new member orientation, fast track business growth, and assessment plan. We have business essential workshops and clinics that include education and training. And we also have targeted member services and technical assistance. That's under the business development side of what we offer member firms who join the chambers. The second thing that we focus on is business advocacy, which is we have a legislative agenda and we have legislative activity. We have chamber members representation regionally and internationally. And what that means is that each region has a representative in there. We have vice presidents in each one of the regions. Some of the regions have 2 vice presidents, depending on how large they are. Access to higher levels of procurement awards. We teach people how to go after the big contracts. That's what we do when it comes to business advocacy here at the chambers. Public and private diversity procurement monitoring. So there are things that are in the public sector and there are things in the private sector. We deal with both of those sectors. Private sectors are not they're not subject to the participation clauses that public sectors are, because public sectors are taxpayer dollars, they're government funded. Private sector is not, so that's the difference. We deal with both of those sectors, and in the private sectors, they want to use businesses that are marginalized businesses, because I don't like to say minority, so I say marginalized. That means they're not being used on the margins of other business. So the private sectors have engaged us and like, hey, we want to use some of these companies that, they're HUB certified and it doesn't count towards anything we do, but we still want to utilize those businesses. And then the last one that we have is economic development, regionally and international trade and commerce initiatives. So we do trade missions. We have a trade mission coming up in March in Belize, and I think we have another trade mission. I think it might be in January for Liberia. So that's the Africa side that I was talking about that's coming on board in 2022. We also have access to capital and funding resources. So here we have Amico Federal Credit Union. That's a member. They're sitting here. We partner with Lift Fund. Lift Fund, they're a macro lender and they do unconventional loans. So like you were saying, if you got that blue jean credit score, but you have some collateral, you have a car that's paid off, a house that's paid off, then you have lenders out there that do those collateral loans, and you may not know about it, but as a member of the chambers, we have access to that information, and we share that type of information to you. If you're starting a business and you need money, but you can't get it from anywhere, and it's imperative that you get it, then sometimes the collateral loan is what will work for you. So we have that information and we have those resources. We also provide, in the economic development side, we provide roundtable forums and strategic partner alliances. So we have an alliance program for our construction and our logistics, which is trucking. one company may have 5 trucks, this company may have 10 trucks, that company may have 10 trucks. So that's 25 trucks, and this job right here may say, oh, well, I need 25 trucks to complete this. So now we do what's called a strategic partner alliance, and those 25 trucks goes after the big contract. Whereas one truck may make, we'll say, $100,000 a year. Well, now this is a $2 million contract, and you're going to make 10% of that. So now you're at $200,000 for the year, and you did nothing different. You still performed the same thing you were going to perform. You just joined an alliance. And then also we have business growth strategies and community participation. So those are the 3 areas that we cover here as a chamber, and we try to help our businesses get to the money, man. I try not to get too deep and too boring when I'm talking about business, because if you're not interested in some of the stuff that I'm talking about, you get lost in translation. So, but again, I really, really thank you for coming and sitting down and talking to me. I hope you had a plumb pleasing time.
I did.
And is there anything that you would like to leave with the people? A word of wisdom, a last thought? Give me some, anything.
Just, Amico's here for you. Just always remember that. We have financial service representatives that are your financial experts that don't be scared. Come in, ask us the questions. Let us help you. Let us fix that credit score. Let us build that credit score. Let us show you what it's all about. But we are always here to help you. Just reach out to us, and we're here for you.
All right, perfect. Well, I'm your host, Howard Johnson. I'm the Vice President here at Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. I'm also a Project Manager for 707 Management, LLC. Again, we thank Ms. Ann Ramos, the Member Engagement Manager from Amico Federal Credit Union, for taking the time out to come with us. We have Kevin Venable here with us too. He didn't get on camera with us today, but he's here in the studio with us just hanging out. We thank him for all that he does for us, man. He was our contact over at Amico that kind of sends the people over to us that are going to give us this information. So, to the people listening, man, this podcast is for you. It's not for me. It's for the people that are listening, and I hope you guys got something you can take away from this and, increase your capacity in business, change your perspective in life. For me, the reason I got involved with the chambers is specifically because I saw an opportunity, and the opportunity that I saw was that I was a business owner, and based off of what Texas offers in the affirmative action side or the public sector of participation, there is no reason that any business owner in the state of Texas should have a problem with finances, because there are so many opportunities out there that are untapped. I've had conversations with VPs or directors for certain entities that we partner with, the higher ups that, City of Houston, TxDOT, UT, and they have bids that go unbidded because nobody bids on them. Nobody knows about the bids coming out, or nobody will take the time to go in and bid on stuff. So it's a plethora of work out there, and you just have to one, have the information, then you have to have the resources, and you have the tools, and that's a part of our mission statement. That's what we provide. We provide the valuable information, resources, and tools so that member firms can achieve the entrepreneurial parity and economic prosperity. So that's what we're doing here at the Chamber. So again, I thank everybody that tuned in. See you guys next Friday, December the 17th, same time. Be sure to listen up. Oh man, I can never get out of here without thanking GMT Radio. They make this possible. My boy Nice is they call him Nice for a reason, because he's nice with it. So go to the app, your Apple Store or your Google Play Store, and download the app, gmtradio.com. If you're doing anything in entertainment, videos, you want to do a yoga class, you want to have a studio, you want to do a talk show, you want to do a podcast, anything that you want to do in media, contact GMT Radio, because that's that's what they do. They get on here and they make this old dude right here sitting on the right look halfway decent. So. But again, thank you for tuning in to our podcast, and we'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.